This is day 208 of startup. It feels like troubles never end. You solve one issue and then another one is waiting for you, and this time really a big one. It really makes me think whether this whole startup thing is even like, are we really creators or we just gamblers? Anyways, so cold calling space is a little tricky space. It's riddled with regulations and laws. It's not like we were completely ignorant of the laws to begin with. Like, we had been careful to check out some of them. So the first time we got to know, or we digged a little bit into the law side around 5 months back. So at the time we had not yet started working on this particular idea, but we were at the early stages of discussing it and considering it. And me and my present co-founder, although he was not my co-founder at that point of time, just a friend I was sharing and discussing ideas with. He raised this objection of cold calling itself being illegal, and I just found it like really strange or hard to believe, because cold calling is also a very basic way of business to generate leads. So regulating it in that manner may actually completely block the businesses from reaching out to people. So we did I did go and do a research on that and did find out that cold calling is indeed legal, and in fact very prevalent in USA. There are laws to protect consumers against too many calls, like a do not call registry, while on the B2B end it is more relaxed. And in fact, in practice, the companies and the salespeople I talk to, they actually even call consumers quite often. Just the rule, like unwritten rule that a friend of mine who is into sales told me, that just ask permission, like never force anything. Ask permission and then you're free to call anyone you like. So we went ahead and started working on the idea. Then after a few months we got to hear about regulations or talks of regulations, new regulations around robocalling. But that did not worry me. In fact, that made me happier, because my idea is not really about completely automating a cold call, but my interest was really solving the emotional problems. So I did a lot of my own research and meditation practices around emotions, like generating positive emotions, and I wanted to build a software that will help cold people do cold calling more effortlessly. So my idea was not automation. So, and I worried that people who are building completely automated outbound systems, first of all, they will not work as well as the humans do. So they will not be effective in selling something. They may be effective at just delivering a message, but selling is a hard thing. But they will ruin the market for all the telecallers who do telecalling today, because if people at the other end are getting tens or fifteens or thousands of calls every day, and like 90% of them are from robots. So of course they will stop picking up the call from unknown numbers, and it will, even the genuine calls from people will get ignored because of that. So my whole fear was that this robocalling software will for some time really uh, spoil the market, and then the governments will recognize this, and then probably they will put regulations. But by the time like 3 or 4 years will be passed. So that was my little bit of fear, and I was actually hoping for these robocalling regulations to come through. So now going forward, like just 15 days back we heard of this thing again. Now this time it was like I was talking to a guy who actually tried to make such a completely automated conversational AI system for handling customer care calls, and he asked me this question: how are you getting around robocalling thing? Because that also covers like generated voices, and we were having a component around uh, filling in some of the blanks using generated AI content. So we got to hear that now the robocalling definition has been extended to uh, include voice generation. But since we were not doing any voice cloning, we thought, okay, maybe we do not have to worry about that. And we were also a little lazy because, frankly, for us, what we are building, it doesn't seem, it doesn't, I mean, it's very far removed from robocalling. In fact, an objection that we received from many people, that why don't you just replace the human with machine, why is he even there? And we were very adamant, no, we want to only cover those use cases where the quality of call is so important that people will not want to replace the humans with machines. So I not worry, because of course my system is not robocalling. That's very apparent to me and to my co-founder, so we took it lightly. But now, today, my co-founder received a message from one of the guys we gave a demo to recently, an SDR in USA, who liked our idea, in fact. And he showed a screenshot from a discussion that probably has been going on in one of the cold calling groups he's part of. And that message, I will actually show that message on the screen so you can see also. And there's a highlighted portion of the message. You can see that the robocalling definition now is, the government has proposed a new robocalling definition, and that says that robocalls are made with an autodialer or that contains a message made with a pre-recorded or artificial voice. So now, so you see, autodialer is as kind of a tool, a software that takes up a list of numbers and calls them one by one, automatically dials those numbers so that salesperson doesn't have to enter those numbers and call again. And this software says that any software that uses a pre-recorded voice, artificial voice, autodialer or a pre-recorded voice, will be considered a robocall. Now, this does not say and autodialer and a pre-recorded voice. It says autodialer or a pre-recorded voice. So now my idea was about, see, some salespeople have trouble remembering the scripts. So they can just record these scripts and use them in the live call instead of speaking them again. So now with this definition, even though my system is a completely human operated system, will it also come under robocall? So yeah, I mean, this is, so already today's video is too long. I will not cover more, but I think we need to do more research on this and see like how to proceed.